What is the Great Reform Act of 1832? The Great Reform Act is when Parliament passed a law that changed the British electoral system. After the French Revolution, a parliamentary reformation was very much anticipated, and Parliament felt very threatened by this, as any kind of reform that would allow a more liberal democracy would negatively affect them, as they would hold less power as the elite. The positive impacts the changes of the Reform Act had include an increased electorate, industrial towns such as Manchester were allowed to have their own MP, 67 new constituencies were created, the qualifications to vote were broadened to include small landowners, tenant farmers and shopkeepers, and all householders who were paid a yearly rental of £10 or more had the right to vote. The potentially negative effects of the Great Reform Act include the fact that it had little impact on the lives of the working class, and it introduced a formal exclusion of women from voting in elections, as a voter was defined in the Act as a male person. Before 1832, occasionally there was a woman who was able to cast her vote. Thirdly, property qualifications still meant that the majority of the male population still did not have the right to vote, and there was no secret ballot, which means that voters have anonymity as to who they voted for, meaning MPs still bribed their voters. The ultimate question is, how did this impact democracy? Which in truth was not very much. The Great Reform Act in 1832 was a catalyst for the reformation of Parliament, as it was a small step towards a less limited democracy. But despite this, many of the working class felt betrayed by the system, as it was not completely ruled by the people, and it did not support John Locke's theory of natural right.